We heard angry words from the President Abbas there saying America and Israel should go away. What does he mean by that?
Well, it's been far too long, Adam, that people have been subjected to a very concerted, constant campaign of simple denial of their rights, of subjugation, of besiegement, of ethnic cleansing, of displacement and placement.
But I mean,
people are tired, and the president is representing his people.
Yeah, but Israel go away sounds like you're saying there shouldn't be a Jewish state.
Okay, but let's not get there, Adam.
That's not what he meant.
No. What we meant, Israel must end its occupation. It must end its discrimination and racism. Israel must behave, if it wants to be a state, within the international system according to international rules. And Israel, since its inception, did not. Yeah. And it has been violating every single rule that we have built together.
Well, we know the tensions around Al-Aqsa, the Temple Mount. We know about the ethnic tensions in Israel. But the people are dying now because of the exchange of missiles and bombardment.
Yeah, there is fire, definitely.
Yeah. Do you support the firing of missiles into Israel?
And there is a fireball now, and innocent people are being affected.
Yeah, I understand, but do you support the firing of missiles?
The heartbreaking images that came from Gaza. But who started the fire? That's the question.
No.
And every time, we come back to Sky and other news outlets and we discuss this.
Yeah, but the question...
And we discuss... You want to discuss the reaction? We'll spend
No. The question that the rest of the world who's very concerned about the human suffering wants to see is an end to these missile exchanges. And Israel is saying it's retaliating, and that if those missile exchanges, rocket exchanges stop, that it would stop the bombing.
But do you think stopping the exchanges would stop the ugly reality that started this whole thing?
Well, it would stop people dying and being blown up.
No, Palestinians are dying every day, with exchanges or not. They are dying every day. Every day you have a Palestinian mother saying goodbye to her
I come back to this issue. You represent Fatah, you represent...
No, I represent Palestine.
Well, you represent the government, which is the Fatah government of Abbas. This is being done with Hamas, by Hamas, over whom you have no control, isn't it?
No, this is done by the Palestinian people everywhere.
So
the Palestinian people, not only in Gaza, the Palestinian people in Gaza, in Jerusalem, inside Israel, in Jaffa, in Haifa.
I know you're from Gaza. You were born in Gaza.
I was born in Gaza. I lived in Gaza. I know the faces that were bombarded by Israel the last 2 days. I know some of these families. Therefore, to focus primarily on the symptom, on the outcome, and to forget the input, the provocation by Israel, the sheer shit.
No, hang on. I accept that, but right now, it's because of the exchange of missiles and bombs that people are dying and suffering, and in Gaza, buildings are being demolished, and that would stop.
No, I'm sorry.
If the missiles stop, wouldn't it?
No, Adam. People are dying every day because of Israeli occupation, because of the Israeli draconian system, because this state...
You won't get... You're a diplomat. You won't get back to the diplomacy while there is a hot war going on, will you?
Yes, but the hot diplomacy need not just to put off fire. They need to revisit why fire started, because this has been happening. Every couple of months you invite us because people are dying. We need to... That's why my president yesterday said, enough is enough. Get off our backs. So this is an opportunity, Adam. This is an opportunity not to have all these people who...
So how do we practically, with a new American administration and all the rest of it, how do we practically get to a situation where this violence stops and where the grievances which you've outlined can be addressed again by the international community?
Very simple. Israel must leave us alone. Just get off our backs. Leave the occupied territories. Occupation, military occupation, is by definition temporary. You cannot have a military occupation for 54 years, let alone if you use this military occupation to actually displace and replace people as you have been doing. But what is happening, Adam? Sorry. For all these years, the Palestinian people have been subjected to a system of ethnic cleansing. Now, we're done with that. So the issue is not just exchanges. The world needs to come and help us.
But you see, the fear is that organisations you've represented, and I know you were a diplomat in America till President Trump decided that he wasn't going to allow that recognition. what's going to take over is going to be Hamas, who many people regard as terrorists, backed by the Iranians. And, that's one of the reasons why you had to suspend the elections.
I'm sorry, Adam. The international media, including British media, always try to paint the picture as if it's an issue between Hamas and Israel. No, it's an issue between Palestinian people and Israel. Hamas was created only, 20 years ago? This has been ongoing for 100 years.
But it took control, didn't it, of Gaza?
No, it didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, are the Iranians... what I'm really asking
you have Palestinian leaders, you have the PLO that I represent.
Yeah, sure.
You have the State of Palestine acknowledged, recognized, have a seat in the UN. This isn't just, this reductionist way of reducing our cause to some sort of confrontation.
So you don't believe Iran is exploiting this situation?
The confrontation... No, I don't care. I don't care. I care about the Palestinian mothers who are now fighting for the lives of their children. I care about the thousands of Palestinians who are now in the streets trying to have their voices heard.
And what do you say?
I care about the agony, the wounds of the people.
But the immediate agony could be ended if the missiles stopped, couldn't it?
No. This is not about the missiles. This isn't about the missiles. This is about
those are people being killed by the Israeli retaliation.
I hope all this will stop. Okay, soon. And there are concerted diplomatic efforts. Our president is on the phone with everybody. The US is sending a very senior envoy. I hope this will stop soon. But Adam, if this stops, you think Israel will stop evicting people from their homes? Will stop killing our children?
As you know, the British government, international community opposes the expansion of the settlements.
What do we do with opposing? Did the international community do its own responsibility to actually stop Israel from doing that? Did Britain really take up its historic and moral responsibility? It all started here 100 years ago.
Well, we can get back to the Balfour Declaration and all the rest of it.
No. It's important to remind the British audience and the international audience. The United Kingdom, with that moral arrogance, promised our land for another people without even consulting us. And since then, we have been in an ongoing agony.
But I do want
this position.
I'm about to speak to a United Nations diplomat.
And that's why the UK
And I want to ask you what diplomatic moves you want to see happen now.
Firefighting is important. We need firefighters now to put off the fire. But we need law enforcement. We need the international community to enforce its own laws, Adam. We need the international community to come and tell Israel, listen, there are consequences to illegalities. We have established this system, the international system, so we don't go back to the horrors of the Second World War. We will not allow Israel, that's what the UK should be saying, and the world, to be above the law. The culture of impunity must end. If the world starts really behaving like law enforcement, if Israel becomes under the law and not above it, I assure you, peace will be within reach. But the world never did that.
All right. I understand that. Ambassador, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thank you.